Hello friends, today we are going to talk about JavaScript, the programming language which allows us to modify elements of our HTML page in the browser after we get this page, the response from the server. Hopefully you have already seen our video about how the web pages work at all and understand the difference from the server-side scripts which are executed before the page is returned. JavaScript works on our side already in the browser. Let us go with a small example again. Here is the small page. It only has a h1 tag for title in large letters which say click me. I have it centered with this CSS inlined in the attribute of the body tag. So the click me inscription is really centered. Now if we click it, nothing happens. And we want to add JavaScript which shall make some stupid magic. It is added via tags script. They could be placed anywhere, though most usually we place them in the head or in the body, and usually in the separate file. But for now, for better visibility, let it be inlined in our text, in our HTML. We define function. The syntax is similar to C++, to Java, to PHP, but it is simpler. We define function. Let us call it joke pop-up. And it's just the name I invented now. And let us call inside it, call the built-in function alert, which just shows pop-up with some message. You have clicked me. Very clever, of course. Now, how can we assign this function to this tag? There are several methods. One of them is to name it in the onClick attribute of this tag. So we just write here joke pop-up and add parentheses, so it's proper function call in the JavaScript. Now let's see, I have saved it. I have reloaded page with Ctrl+R, and I click the title. Here is our alert, and it really says you have clicked me. Very clever, yes? So that's the basics, and now let's go a bit deeper. One of interesting things is how we affect anything in the page besides alerting. Imagine we have a button. Here there is a tag button. I shall mark it with the ID. It's similar to class attribute just for marking tags with some name, but ID should be unique. My button, for example, and it shall have text like this. First of all, let us see how the different way of assigning function to some tag. This script is executed whenever the page is loaded, so function definitions are remembered, but if we have here some plain commands, they are executed at once. Let us use such command: document get element by ID. By ID my button. Obviously, this should find the element with a given ID. Document is the object which represents the whole HTML. And we assign the function to onClick field of this found object. So document is like the set of all elements of all objects in the page, and we find a necessary tag as object, and now assign here the same function for beginning. Joke pop up. Now we do not place parentheses here because it's the name of the function, not calling it at once. Let's try. Here is the button. After refresh, we call it, and it really calls the same function. Let us create another function. Call it, for example, second pop-up, or better, increase counter. We shall have the counter of clicks. For this, we let us add via couple of line breaks. Let us add the input element. It looks like a real input field. We shall have it with some ID counter and some default value 0, for example. We shall use the same document getElementById to find the counter. We assign it to the variable. Let us call it CNT counter. Here we have it found. Now the value of the counter is accessed via the field value. It could seem strange, but haha, it's very straightforward. Yes, we get the existing value, we add 1 and assign this formula incremented value to the value again. So it should increment. It will work slightly different. Let us see. We only should change the name of the function assigned to the button. Yes, increase counter. Okay, switch to browser, refresh. Here is the field. Click, and you see ones are added, but they are added as a string, as a text. It's not what we want, and we really just need to convert value to number first. JavaScript is loosely typed language, so it may, for example, convert in this way. The multiplication is defined only for numbers, so to multiply string by number, it will convert string to number and multiply by 1. Otherwise, there is a function parseInt, for example. Let us try. Refresh. 1, 2, 3. Great, very great. We can use not only input fields, we can use anything. For example, we can have a counter as a span element, like this. Only value won't work for span. We need to access the other field called inner text. Let us try. Yeah, it works, and you now understand how the text in wherever in the page can be modified just on the fly. Now let us see also how JavaScript can affect the styles, the CSS of elements. Let us remove this alert from the joke pop-up and do a bit more smart thing. Let us define several colors as array. variable colors is array in square brackets of names red, blue, black, green, orange. Okay, that's enough. 5 of them. They are indexed by values from 0 to 4, right? Now we want to pick one of the colors at random. Let us create random index. First, in a separate variable, random index, we shall use the math random function. It returns the random value from 0 to 1. So we multiply it by the len of the array and took the floor, the whole part of it. So it would be a value from 0 to 4, just any index in array. Now let us assign this color to our h1 element. I shall put h1 object of h1 element to separate variable temporarily and fetch it like this. Document get element. We can take it not only by ID but also by tag, for example. Get element by tag name, I believe. There could be several elements with the same tag, so this function returns array, and we shall take the first, the 0th element of this array, right? Usually the header is the single element in the page, so it's okay. Now h1 dot style dot color, assign it the value from colors array by the random index. Right, I hope this works. Let us refresh the page and click. It don't work. Function is called elements by tag name because there are many elements. Okay, let's continue. Refresh, click, and you see the color is changed. We really can do various magic. For example, we can copy the index second time and for example call it index 2 and assign it to the background, yeah, of the h1. Let us try. You see sometimes the color and background are the same and we do not see the text, but if we select it, we still can look at it. So far so good. I think that's enough for introduction of JavaScript. I invite you to see the next video in which we shall try to do more advanced programming using the styles of positions and sizes. Thanks for watching so far. Bye for now.